Today I'm going to do a red carpet look on my beautiful grandma that I've created here, and I've taken inspiration from Hayley Mills because I do think my grandma looks a little bit like Hayley Mills, cross between Hayley Mills and the Helen Mirren, and I hope you find it relaxing. This will just add some hydration for you. You pop your head towards me. Go with a little bit more as well. Just gonna add. Oh, it's just nice and relaxing, isn't it, for you? Just go in. Nice to have really nice facial massage. This will just help prime the skin to start with before applying the makeup. That's soaking in really well. So, I'm going to go in.
Have fun.
Yeah, so I'll be using that once I've sprayed the skin. Once I put
I did quite a nice fan. I gave it to. I think I gave it to a car boot sale or something.
No,
it was from Paris.
No,
before I came here from Paris, France.
A Parisian fan.
I got rid of.
Funny, isn't it?
We bought some funny things when we were abroad.
Right, I'm just stippling this on so you've got a nice little bit more coverage for this makeup. Gonna just get you to pop your head that side, that's lovely. Just gonna apply just a little bit here. Just stippling that on. Buffing it into the skin. Look straight ahead. Perfect. I'm just going to go in with brows now. Just brush up the brows. going to comb the brows down slightly just to get that shape in. So I'm going to go in quite softly. And then I'll brush them up. Got a little bit more colour. Just a little bit. Just going in with a bit of brow gel now, just to give a little bit more definition, but still want it to look very soft. See there? Just adding a little bit as I go. Building up the brows. Going in. But it's still quite soft. And then I'll, if you pop, that's great. Because you tend to lose sort of along here as we get older. It's this bit here that we need. Just that extra little bit of definition. And then I'll go in with a spoolie and just soften it down then. So, soften it out. And I might go back in and just tweak the brows a little bit more once I've done the eyeshadow. I go in with an eye base, base out the eyes. This will just act as that base, and I'm going to go in, because this is a red carpet look, I want there to be definition around the lash line and a little bit more definition on the lid, but this will just base the eyes out for me before going in with a stronger colour. And then just going to go in with a slightly warmer shade. You close your eyes for me, that's great. And this will just add a little bit of warmth to the lid space. Just add a little bit of warmth. Because we're doing this on camera, I'm going to go in a little bit, slightly bit stronger. So it's kind of got this really beautiful kind of dusky shade. Just all about layering when you're going in with cream formula. Going to go slightly here above. Just press, soften it out. And you'll notice I haven't done any concealer yet. I love to go in on the lid space first, and then I'll, work underneath and add concealer as I go. But I think it's from working with a lot of powder shadows, I oftentimes will just start with the eyes and then do the rest of the skin. But because I'm going for quite cream-based products, I'm just layering that colour, and then I'll frame the eye and go underneath with a darker colour. See there, just softening that out. Just pressing, softening. And then this is where I'm going to just add just extra depth to the eye. This is what brings it into that really beautiful red carpet look. We need to frame out the eyes. So if you close your eyes for me, Grandma, if you close, that's it. Brilliant. And I'm just going to work this just in between the lash line, then taking it along. So, and open for me. Perfect. And then close again. Same on the other side. Just going in, working that in. Just along that lash line. Because I know my grandma gets quite sensitive, certainly on this eye here. I would normally go in and then above, but because I know that, I'm just going as close as possible along that lash line, just so it doesn't irritate her eyes for her, but it's giving that same depth there. I do think as well a lot of waterproof formulas are great, and certainly if you get sort of watery eyes, that's something you suffer from, you prefer probably more of a waterproof liner. And most of them now, you go in, you've got time to work it. If you open your eyes, lovely, perfect, that's good. And look down for me. That's lovely. And I'm just going a little bit thicker here, just on the outer corner. Like so. Just working that in. This area here is really important as well. It does feel a bit strange. What you can do is if you look straight ahead for me, Grandma, I'm just going to go in just here. Lovely. Brilliant. And then you can kind of see the eyes. My grandma's got lovely space here. So I'm just going to accentuate just the outer corner here. Just with a little bit that darker colour. Just here. Just a small bit. So, you can see there. Brilliant. And as we get older, don't be scared of going in with a little bit of sheen as well. If you want to go in with any sheen on the eye, you could probably do it around this area here. I'm going to leave it quite matte for this particular look. And then I'm going to just add a little bit of concealer underneath the eyes here and go in. Let's work a little bit of this concealer. If you look up for me, that's great. Just brilliant. If you relax your eyes again, Grandma, that's lovely. This sort of area here where we want to really soften out and conceal. And then you'll see in a second, like just to have it really softer, this area here. And I'm just going to put a small amount there and then go back in with a more of a buffing brush and then just buff that out here. See, softening that out. Like so. See there. Lovely, just relax your head down now. That's brilliant. That's great. Because I know my grandma's got quite sensitive eyes, normally I'd want to go into that waterline area, but I'm going to keep it very, very natural, but just go in between the lash line underneath, so it's a bit softer for her. So if you look up for me, yeah, perfect. Relax your head down and then just look with your eyes up. That's it. So all I'm doing is just going in between here, just very, very close, taking that colour, see here, just placing it there, working it in, just really so we've got a nice depth of colour. You'll be able to see in a minute. Same on this side. Just going to go a little bit just in between. And it's very difficult when you're not used to having your makeup done either. You know, it's very easy for me to be doing it as a makeup artist, but it's, you know, it's knowing sort of how to hold your head and things like that. My grandma's doing amazingly, so I'm sure you'd agree. Just going to work that in. Perfect. And relax your head down. Lovely. It's great. And then just working a little bit more on the end here. And you can see already that, lovely, if you look straight ahead in the camera, brilliant. You can see already how much definition that's brought to the eyes. And as I said before, if you've got very sensitive eyes, it's really not worth, you know, aggravating the eye area at all by putting product in there. You are better just framing out underneath, and then I'm going to create a little bit more shading under the eyes as well, so it will, you know, still bring the eyes out, but it's not going to irritate the eyes. So I'll show you what I'm doing here. It's going to take just a really nice, what I call like a contour colour underneath, and then I'll just work that. You can see here, just taking it, having a softer. So I'm just going to take it just a little bit lower now, but it's a lighter colour.
To look up?
No, you can just relax, look straight ahead for me. And all I do is just take it a little bit lower here, and it's almost, I'm almost blending it in, and it just then creates that really nice silhouette, a little bit of definition there as well. So I'm going, you can see, and softening it out, tapping it down. But this will do more for you, certainly if you've got sensitivity underneath the eye. By the time I put mascara on, it will just bring the eyes and finish, bring everything together really. Well done, thanks Grandma, that's great, you look great. Okay, just soften it out, just stippling the rest of that concealer there and softening it out.
You look like Dusty Springfield.
You look amazing, honestly. Love a bit of Dusty. Yeah, let me get a cotton bud. Okay. How's that? Is that better?
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So as I've just done with my grandma, she had like an area here, so it's important that obviously when I brush through the mascara, nothing's sticking to the lower bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go in. I'm just going to pop some mascara on. Okay, if you look down for me, that's great. Just going to pop just. Okay. It's just giving that extra little bit definition here. And I often will go back and look at the eyes again once I've done either a little bit of bronzer or blusher. Great.
Mm.
Maybe it's straight ahead for me. That's great. Perfect. So next up, just a little bit of that, a little bit of warmth. On and working that onto the forehead. going in. I just don't want to have too much contour, but just a little bit. And I'll use that just along the jawline. So along here. Very, very subtle. Go with a little bit more. And just soften down with my fingers, like so. Get it nice and soft. Perfect. And then taking a little bit of colour. Just take from the pot. Make sure. So this sort of tone going in. Working a little bit on the cheeks, just taking a little bit higher. Okay, it's a little bit more of a lift. Getting that around here. Same this side. And then what is really important for, certainly if you've got any sort of, if you've got blonde hair or sort of lighter grey, it's about working it into the hairline as well. It's really blending that in, but making sure that you're not actually putting it onto the hair itself. The same this side. So here, just blending and softening that out. Around, lovely, and then pressing, making sure that's blended. I think I want to go a little bit more for the cheeks, just a small amount. Just here. Work that in. So. It gives a really, because it's a cream base, it's going to be important to set that in a minute in place. So, but before doing that, I'm going to take some product, lip product. I'm going to work a little bit of this into the lips. I'm working with cream. I like to go in with the cream, and then my final step will be to set all of this. See, just working that in, and then I'll soften that out with a cotton bud. I'm sure that that's blended. So there's no harsh edge there at all. Is that it? So I'm going to work a little bit of that colour. Like so. Take a little bit of that same colour on the cheeks. And really blending that onto the lip area. So, just really press your lips together. Oh, lovely. That's great. So. Perfect. Brilliant. Lovely. And then to finish, just going in, I will often go in with a little bit of mattifier as well. Just a small mattifying balm before going in with a bit of powder, and I tend to work this in areas where, certainly around the top lip area, for red carpet it's really important that it lasts, and certainly important that sort of for cameras, flashing, photographers, that there's no sort of powder that has any sort of white cast to it at all. And so I like to kind of prime out the centre area with that mattifying balm, and then going in to key areas. In fact, Grandma, I might go in just with a little bit of hydration on the lips as well, but just not too much. Second, I'm going to top up a little bit more. A little bit. Getting that in. And then just working into key areas. Some powder. This is really important to set that in place. I like to keep these areas really nice and sort of glowy, quite fresh, and then have that sort of centre panel set in place, like so. You can take it down to the neck, and also I always like to go sort of ears and neck area as well, just to kind of blend. My grandma's got quite even skin tone there, so, and then just press like so. There we go. The powder. And then to finish, this is where I go in with a little bit of setting spray, and then we'll take your hair down as well. What I'm going to do though, actually, before doing that, just want to go in, Grandma, with your brows. Just a small bit, I can see. I'm going to work in. Just want to add just a little bit, because I can see, if you look straight to the camera for me, just want to go a little bit here, a little bit more. So, just to get it balanced to the other side. So, okay, down, okay, brilliant, lovely. Now let's go in with a setting spray. Okay. Lovely. So, brilliant. That's great. And then I'm going to take the hair down now. So, take these out. How those clip